You're going to want to listen up. We're talking locks and upsets, and we're joined now by Mike Cole, who has all the answers for us. Yeah. First, Mike, what is the lock this week?
The lock of the week is, this one's going to be pretty popular, I think, among most people, but the Minnesota Vikings, they're only 2.5-point favorites as it stands right now against the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, hot start to the season. Carson Wentz, the biggest deal in football, kind of come back to earth a little bit. Last week, he completed just 11 of 22 passes. Pro Football Focus had him as the least accurate passer in the entire NFL last week. That's a tough matchup going up against that Vikings defense, which has been relentless against the run and the pass. The Eagles' offensive line, a little shorthanded. Lane Johnson, 10-game suspension upheld. And we saw in the first week of that suspension last week, they gave up 5 sacks. That's a really terrible matchup going against the Vikings that are one of the best pass rushers in the league. So I think even on the road, the Vikings are able to cover that 2.5 points.
Mike, the Vikings are one of 2 teams that don't have any interceptions this season so far. I like that pick. What about upsets?
Upsets. I'm going to take this one's a little bit. I'm going to say it's a cheating a little bit, but the Raiders are 1-point favorite or 1-point underdogs. Excuse me. So technically, they're an upset pick. I think they go into Jacksonville, beat the Jaguars, even though it's a 1:00 game, a West Coast team traveling east. But I like this matchup for the Raiders. They've been playing, well for the most part this season. A little bit of a stumble last week against Kansas City, but that Kansas City team doesn't turn over the ball very often. What the Raiders are so good at doing this season, at least, is they turn turnovers into points, and I think they're going to get a few more turnovers from the Jaguars this week. And also, I like the fact that the Raiders are 3-0 against the spread on the road this year. So I take the Raiders to pull off a stunning upset of 1 point.
Okay, we'll allow that. And speaking of turnovers, Derek Carr only has 1 interception on the road, so that works in their favor.
Good one with that too, yeah.
For more on Mike's hot takes and for picks this week, check out his podcast, The Spread. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.